This is an interesting angle. Don't mind the teddy, he's my support system. But it's 11:20 AM now, and just before I get locked into exam mode, I wanted to explain how I'm going to be tackling my exam. So right now I'm doing some last minute revision for my exam on the 4th for contracts, because I mean didn't get enough done, so I'm trying to just make sure that I understand the like legal arguments and stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now, but as soon as 12 PM hits, it's all land, baby. And one of my supervisors gave us very good advice for how to tackle the exam, so that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'll lay it out for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself reading time. In a normal exam situation, we get about 10 to 15 minutes to just read the questions before we are allowed to write anything down, so that we can truly understand what the questions are asking us and we don't just rush into writing. And those 10 to 15 minutes are not included in the exam time, they're extra. Essentially that's what this is going to be, the same structure of my normal exam but just modified because we have the time. So my exam structure is 24 hours long, so it will become available from 12 PM and then I'll have to submit my answers by 12 PM tomorrow. So my mind is all over the place. So I'm going to give myself the same amount of reading time, and then once the reading time is over, I've picked my questions that I'm going to answer, and then I'm going to give myself 15 minutes to 20 minutes to plan an answer to that question, because that's what I normally give myself. Because I get extra time, I'm allowed to give myself that kind of leeway. Then after that I will write the essay in 35 to 40 minutes. Then I will move on to the next question and repeat the process. After I do this, I will give myself half an hour's break. If I do some maths right now, I'm giving myself about an hour in each question, which is slightly longer than I would normally have. I'd normally have 3 hours 45 minutes to do 4 questions. So 45. Quick math is not my thing. Yeah, I would give myself 45 minutes to write each question, because that's 3 hours, and then I'd have 45 minutes left over, and if I divide that by yeah, it's about 10 to 11 minutes of planning time. So I'm just giving myself basically the time I would have for the normal exam. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I don't get burnt out spending 2 hours on one exam question and then being completely tired and realizing I have 2 other questions still to answer. So to give myself some sort of normalcy, that's what I'll be doing. And then after I've given myself that half an hour break, I will go back question by question and work on it and tweak on it for an hour at least. And then after that we'll see how it goes. So let's hope that exam structure works for me. I'm going to leave it off there. I'm going to continue doing some more revision because the time is ticking. And I'll see you guys when I start my exam, which will be in 3, 2, 1. Ah! It looks like I'm in the exact same position. And it could be the exact same time. Who even knows? Let's put this stuff away. So I've got my notes open over there. I have pens over here, notepad for planning because I like to plan handwriting rather than just on the computer. It helps me organise my thoughts. Let's open the exam paper. Okay, refresh the page. It's available! And it's so nerve-wracking. I don't know why. I do know why. I'm trying to zoom in and make it all fit, but I always have to do it twice. Answer 3 questions, at least one of which must be taken from section A, problem questions. We know. A word limit of 3,750 words as specified in the form and conduct notice for this examination applies to this paper. If the word limit is exceeded, examiners will stop reading at the point at which the word limit is reached. Answers must be typed in a Word document as a single file. The Word document must be submitted online. Oh my god, I'm an idiot! I didn't get my blind candidate ID. Okay. I can't read right now. I need to find my blind candidate ID number. D. Found you. I can hear something gurgling and I don't like it. Let me get my timer. I'm turning off my internet on my phone. And I'm going into clock. I'm giving myself 15 minutes. It'll be 20 past by the time I'm done. Let's read. I'm scared. Okay, section A. I'm gonna have to, they put months in and they are like relevant to the question, and I always forget what order certain months are in, so I have to like actually count it out. Okay. August, wow. This really helps me with my dyslexia. If I'm reading information and there's a lot to take in, I kind of just like plot it out in my mind. So in this question, they're talking about a track running across the land leading to a new development plot next door. So I know that the house is here and I'm tracking the track running across the land to the new development plot. That just helps me. That might help you guys too. Okay. But it's not been a year. I like this question. Why make all these agreements? Freaking that feeling when you can actually spot the issues in a question. Okay, I'm gonna do this question. Baby. Okay, that last bit is unknown, but I can look it up. I only have 10 more minutes, that's not a lot of time. I was expecting it, but I still jumped. I've gotten some ideas of the questions that I want to answer. Normally in an exam setting I would be rushing to like write down ideas and things, and I guess that's one thing that's like really helpful about this 24-hour period is that it kind of takes away some of the stress. Some. So I can kind of relax and think about things a little bit more. Okay. I'm not quite sure what to do. I'm not quite sure. I want to pick my questions before I start anything. Come on now. Question 4 is dense. I'm not going on YouTube, I'm just double checking the exam requirements. We are going dark. Airplane mode. Type my find ID. Word count. I'm friggin' trying to think about this smartly and like what one's gonna do me the best. Like I'm overthinking it, I know I am. Questions decided, it took me slightly longer than 20 minutes. It's time to plan. So I'm going to plan the first question. I'm going to write out the order in which ish happens because it's a problem question and it's also split up. So we're going to see what issues we have to tackle in each. So I've got 15 minutes to plan this answer. What I'm going to do is, not my phone, as I was saying, I'm going to identify what issues are in what part and what order I'm going to tackle them in. So I'm going to do that now. I'm kind of scared. so ridiculously scared of it, like a piece of paper. There we go. You know what I've just realised? I didn't bring my statue book over here. But it's okay, I don't need it right now, I'll get it later. I almost missed something obvious. Quick chance for it to run out. Okay, we have another quick chance pen. I'm literally a brand. My battery's low on the camera, so I'm gonna move over as soon as it dies. I'm just gonna look at my maps and find the information I need. Okay, I'm gonna go get my statue book, and then and I forgot that I was meant to like properly plan out each part, and I've only properly planned out the first part, so we'll see how that goes. I've got more stuff just here for me to look at when I need, and I'm gonna get to writing now. So half an hour for this entire question. But I kind of planned it. So we shall go see how it is. It's counting bullet points as words. I don't like that. I'm having to go online to see my online notes. I can't check how much time I have because my time is on my phone. That's quite dumb. Let's see. I can't check. Okay, so the timer went off, and have I even finished the first part? I'm gonna have to get better. But as I said, I'm going to move on to the next question. Hopefully now that I've had some... Oh my god, this is so bad. I'm going to use the timer on my computer. Hopefully now that I've had some freaking practice, it goes down a bit better, but... I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes, and we are going to plan this-ish, I suppose. I'm so hungry, and all I keep thinking about is I want to take a break because I haven't I have worked for like a consistent period of time, but I don't know, I want to stop and just stop doing it, but I'm gonna keep going.
So she actually filmed all 3 hours that she was working on this question. If you want to see the full study with me, let her know in the comments. Then, you'll get amazing motivation, like this.
If you guys need motivation to just keep going, know that I also want to stop. We will take a break together, and if you take one without me, then you're just not a good person. I was going to enter in something, but I'm aware it can come across as me just kind of spilling all the information that I know, and you don't need to do that, especially where we have a word limit. You have to be very concise with the information that you put in. So if it's not a problem that's brought up, then you don't have to say, this would be a problem, but it's not a problem here. Just ignore it. Okay, so here's an example where I can mention something that isn't really an issue, but it kind of could be. So I was gonna say, in order for there to be severance of your joint tenancy, then it doesn't need to. There's different ways in order you can say that. These people did it in writing. You guys know what question I'm doing now, my friends. But there doesn't need to be a signature for the severance to be valid, but they gave a signature, so that's not an issue that I need to point out. That would just be me spewing all my knowledge. But here it's in determining what the result would be, they get equal shares regardless of if there was an agreement for that or not, and that isn't something that's mentioned, but it's relevant, so I can put that in. So that's kind of just an example of how you can distinguish. Anyway, let's get back to work. No, I'm not ready. It's 15 minutes. Oh, I'm not ready. Okay, I'm gonna give myself an extra 5 minutes. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna write and see what becomes. No. I'm gonna give myself an extra 5 minutes. Switch to the touch. mate. I'm nowhere near finished. Nowhere near finished. It's okay. I'm going to finish this sentence and then bounce to the next one. And then take a break because then it would have been 3 hours. Shocking. Really shocking. How did I used to do this? Anyway. Okay, we've moved on to planning the last question. I am at 438 words. This is ridiculous. My timer was done, but it didn't make a noise. Have I finished planning? I have 3 more minutes until it's 2:30. At 2:30 I'll give myself half an hour to write and then stop. I haven't written out my plan on paper, but I know kind of what I want to say, so this is just to make sure that I don't waffle. Aha! Wow. This is why sitting down for too long is bad for you. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, I'm 2 minutes over, but I'm stopping. Not happy with how I phrased that. I'm kind of running out of time. I've got 10 minutes left, and then I still come back to it later. I'm just gonna write up my stuff as notes, and then like proper prose afterwards. Okay, so let's have a chat. I'm going to take a break. I'm not even going to look at my paper. I'm not going to plan anymore. I'm going to take a break for... I'm not sure how long I want to take a break for. I was going to say half an hour. But I think at least an hour. I haven't finished a single question. But I have made progress and I understand what I have to do, so that's good. Like, there's no major issues where the questions are just baffling to me. So that's good. So it shows that kind of my cramming kind of worked, even though I can't finish it within like the time limit, but I've set that time limit myself, and so I haven't failed anything. I haven't failed myself. I've just made sure that I've at least touched on each question. They are at least slightly planned, and I can rest assured that I have something down if the worst were to come to it. I have something, and my brain isn't like overly exhausted. So I hope either this has given you some insight into how to structure your online exams, and given you some tips on how to handle it if you're not completing it within the time limit that you set yourself. Because remember, like, if you do have a kind of like 24-hour period like me, or a longer period than you normally would, then you can use that time. I just got a text from Domino's. No thank you, Domino's. Oh yeah, it's Tuesday. It's due for Tuesday. Anyway. I don't know why, it always feels weird when I'm vlogging and I can hear my family talking. And they'll probably be like, I thought you were doing your exam. So I'll leave you guys to go do your break, and I'm gonna go have my break. Right, so friends, I've taken too long of a break. It's been 2.5 hours. So I'm going back in, and I'm not gonna stop until I finish this fish. I'm gonna do an hour per each question, try and force me to work quickly. and then hopefully I can rest for the rest of the day. When I say an hour per each question, I'm splitting up into half an hour to write, and then 5 minutes to make sure I've got all of the stuff down that I need to plan, just give me a break, and then another 25 minutes. After an hour, another hour of working on this question, I still hadn't finished it, but I needed a break, so I decided to take a quick nap. And then I would go back at it, or go back at the paper. I'm moving on from that question. I'm just realizing that having this much time is making me double and triple check everything and try to get everything right and try and touch all of the issues in the question, which is quite difficult to do, especially when I have a word limit. But I've just noticed that having this extra time is making me spend that time, and it's making me question how I ever got an exam done in that time limit. Okay, I'm going to submit it because I have 18 minutes and I've checked 2 questions. I haven't checked the third one over. I just don't want to. 17 minutes, 11 seconds. Scary. Okay, add submission. Can I add it when the file is open? Don't upset me, don't upset me. It says error connecting to the server. Please just mean that's because the file was open. Close the file. Yeah, it was just because the file was open. I was getting so scared. Okay, let's read the last question really quickly and I'll give myself 5 minutes leeway to press submit, basically. Blind candidate ID, there's your name on all documents. Let me double check my blind candidate ID. Yep. Ow, cramp. I like to scare myself, and I'm not like, imagine if I hadn't written anything by this point. I think I would die. Ah! 5 minutes. It's 10. It's 10 to. Frig! I forgot to put in the case name. This is why you read things. It's a very short case name, and I had the page open. What a G I am. And then somewhere I'm gonna have to update the tip. I'm saving it every 2 seconds. God, I had typos everywhere. I don't know why I'm celebrating. I haven't submitted it yet, but I've read it. I'm happy with it. We're going to overwrite. Yes. Overwrote. Actually, I'm just going to cancel. I'm going to add some. I just don't want to send in the wrong one at all. And I've saved this one. Frank! I didn't change the word count for the second question. So this is why I don't celebrate early, lads. I hope I'm not over. Calculator quickly. Ain't like I can do much. I am so under. I'm good. Just gonna double check the word count. Yes. Save. And sleep. Close that. I just want to submit it. It's taking forever. Submit. Save changes. Draft. Not submitted. You can still make changes to your submission. Okay, once the assignment is submitted, you'll not be able to make any more changes. That's okay. I got 3 minutes. Why am I hesitating? I'm kind of scared now. Submit assignment. This assignment is my own work, except where I acknowledge the use of the words of other people. Are you sure you want to submit your work for grading? You will not be able to make any more changes. Continue. That's still quite scary. I have submitted my paper for assessment. I thought I was going to sleep, but suddenly I have so much more adrenaline than I did like an hour ago. This is, let me show you. Submitted for grading. 2 minutes, 48 seconds to spare. I love pushing it to the brink of time limits. You know what? I'm happy with that. I think I'm going to give myself some time off right now. I'm going to scroll on YouTube. I'm going to probably get triggered on social media. I'm going to go see my family. It's my niece's birthday soon, so I've got to wrap up her present. So I'll be doing that stuff, probably film a YouTube video for you guys, and then get back to contract revision for my exam tomorrow. Yeah, but that was a journey, man. I will say it did really help to try and follow the structure of the exam, even though it flopped miserably, because at least I had written something and I had a clear plan of how to answer each question already, and all I had to do was just write it out in prose and just make sure that like I was using the correct law. I say all I had to do, that was time consuming. But if I hadn't taken that approach and I'd just written extensively one question over and over again, like as you saw, I was still editing 3 minutes before the deadline. I was like scared, like I haven't done it, but I definitely did it. So maybe I should take a screenshot. I'll take a screenshot just to show them I've submitted. Windows key, long hand to the win. Submitted grading. Just in case they try come for me, it's always good to have evidence. Closing all these tabs, so satisfying. Back to the real procrastination.